everybody, I am coming to you from my kitchen today. I'm going to be showing you my perfect tea routine made with my perfect tea maker from Teavana. I've gotten so many questions about it. I thought today would be the perfect day to share this video. It's cold outside, it's getting later in the evening. I have some things to do and I needed a pick-me-up. So I'm going to be taking you through this routine of mine from start to finish. I basically have a glass of tea every day, sometimes into the night, and I still haven't quite made the switch from coffee to tea in the morning, but I do love my afternoon tea and my bedtime tea. So today I'm going to show you how I make it and the products I use. If you want to see those, just keep watching. So I'm going to be showing you today my tea routine and how I make tea in the perfect tea maker by Teavana. So I get a lot of questions about it. I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. But I get many more questions about this beautiful Hamilton Beach electric kettle. So I found this at Walmart.com. It was $48, and I decided I wanted an electric kettle because my other red kettle fit on my stove. I would either have to move it every night when I cooked, or it would get greasy and I'd have to clean it. And I got so tired of that that I went on the search for a beautiful red electric kettle. On Teavana's website, they do have some amazing kettles, but none of them were red and electric. So that's when I went to Walmart.com and I found this one. Now, here's the plate that warms the water, and it warms up really fast. You just put it down on it like that, and it just lives on here. And I've added some water that's filtered. I take our tap water and put it through the Beretta water system little container we have in our refrigerator. And then all you do is push that down, and it heats up the water. So we will talk about that more in a few minutes. But here is the Teavana Perfect Tea Maker. This one is the small, and it comes with this little tray that it sits on. And you will hear the kettle, by the way. And it's really handy because it's got this mechanism that when you push down on it with your coffee mug, the tea releases. So there's all kinds of teas that I like to drink. Of course, I'm going to show the Teavana one since I'm showing the Teavana Perfect Tea Maker today, but you do not have to just use, Teavana products. You can use any loose tea you want. So I have been trying the Samurai Chai mates. Now these teas are supposed to have the same caffeine as coffee, but not give you that crash that so many of us experience. I'm still getting used to this, and I'm not quite to the point where I can drink tea instead of coffee in the morning. But I always like afternoon tea and night, tea at night. And today I'm going to be showing, or featuring really, this Earl Grey. It's a black tea. It's one of my most favorite teas of all time. And I am going to be using a rather large mug. So that means I'm going to add a little bit more tea to my Perfect Tea Maker. Now I'm using this perfect teaspoon you can get from Teavana. You don't have to use this. I just thought it was fun. This is part of the accessories. And I will also have a link where you can check out the open box when I bought all my Teavana stuff. So I like to use like a generous teaspoon and a half. Well, maybe two. It's been a long day, so I'm going to use two. But you have to find the taste that you like, that you, the strength that you like. So those just go in. Also, you can, because I have used a blooming tea in this pot. It's just a tea that opens up into a flower. This one is tangerine spice. It's like an orange spice tea. You can put it in here and it will be just fine, because a lot of times the flower teas float down. You have little pieces of the flower and of the tea that float down. So these are fine to use in here. You can see it through here, but a real clear teapot that's beautiful is really nice for the flower ones. So it only takes my water maybe a minute to 2 minutes to fully heat up, and we'll just wait just a few more minutes on that. This teapot here has just been a joy to have in my kitchen. I don't just use it for tea. I use it, shoot, Jackson's used it for ramen noodles. I've used it for recipes that, like Jello, that you need boiling water for. You can feel the steam kind of coming out a little bit, not too harsh because it does kind of temper it down a little bit in terms of steam. There's a mesh wire there, so it's easy to pour. This handle is very sturdy. You can see how much water you have in. I just absolutely adore this. It just works like a dream. And this is the small, as I said, and the last one I had was the small also, but I put it in my dishwasher a lot, and I think that contributed to it cracking. So I'm going to show you my new way of cleaning this after I have my tea, so that'll be coming up in this video too. I'm going to open it, and you'll be able to tell when the tea or whenever the water is done. This gets really hot, a little more steam out the top, and the sound goes off, and this will flick up too. And you can buy a kettle of Teavana if you'd like, that is specifically, it tells you how hot the water should be for black tea, for white tea, for mates, for green tea. That is super nice, but this one just works so good. I don't really worry about how hot the water is. So you can tell the sound. I'm just going to go ahead and get it. See? Hear that sound? I'm going to pour it right in. I'm going to fill it up. And I'm going to leave the camera go. And we will watch it. Now, this is a Teavana clock. Shows for 1 minute. It's preset, or you can do it yourself, but it's set for 1 minute for green tea, 2 minutes for white teas, 3 minutes for mates, and 5 minutes for black tea. Or yeah, I like 5 for black, so that's what I'm going to set it on. And you can watch the tea if you like steep. So we have about 25 seconds to go. You can see all the tea has floated down, and the tea leaves are in the bottom, and you can see that beautiful color. It's very warm. Feels amazing. I'll just wait for that to beep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's what it sounds like. You just hit the off button right there. So let me zoom out so you can see a little bit better. I have a rather large mug that I'm using, so it will hold most of this tea. But if you're using a smaller mug, you can still use this. This fits on all size mugs, but you have to make sure you kind of pull it up and see where your tea's at. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to kind of turn it the best way for me, and that's this way. So I'm going to put it here, and when you put it on, hear that? It's just flowing in, but you can lift it up and see how much tea is in the cup. There we go. And I have just a little bit of space. So, for my tea, now I know you guys might not like this. but I like sugar. And I really, really, really like the Perfect Tea rock sugar. I mean, this stuff is good, and I only use it for my tea. Now, you know, I won't say if there's a morning where I'm out of sugar that I won't grab this, but I really like it just for my tea. And I like my tea kind of sweet. So I do 2 teaspoons. 1, I'm using the same thing. 2. And then, just because, you know, I have a sweet tooth, especially on those days that I need a little pick-me-up, I will take one of these. And this is the Agave Nectar Honey Spoons. And this is from Teavana, and I can't remember how much these are. I think I said that in my Teavana open box haul. I'm not sure. But these are really yummy. It takes a second to get them unwrapped, though. They're super nice. And I've been saving my sticks, and I might just use them for something else. I'm not sure. Okay, so I got it unpackaged. Be careful because you can break the stick. It's best to use scissors. So I just put that in my tea and float it around. And there you go. There is my perfect cup of Earl Grey black tea from Teavana, made with the Teavana Perfect Tea Maker, and it's amazing. I love it. Now I'll show you how I clean this in just a few minutes, because it's easy to clean, and I figure I better show you the right way instead of putting this in the dishwasher like I did before. So I just had my tea. I have a garbage disposal. The first thing I do is fill it with water. And I can tell you that my kitchen smells amazing every time I make tea, because those tea leaves I leave in the garbage disposal for a couple hours, and it smells so good. So I just rinse it out. That's the first thing I do, and I get all that tea out. And then I make sure my water is really hot. I take my sponge. Now the tea maker isn't really dirty. I mean, you made tea in it, so you don't have to like scrub it. I add a little bit of the dish soap right on my sponge. This is the Mrs. Meyer's Geranium scented, one of my favorites. And I just kind of go inside the tea maker. I'm careful not to break it, because the last one I put in the dishwasher, it broke. And I just give it a good once over, just like that. And then rinse it off, and I fill it up, and I push on the bottom, and I let the water flow through. That way, if there's any tea in there, it will come out. But this really, it's separated so well that you're not really going to get tea leaves. And I just give it a couple good rinses. And then I put it right over here on bottom rack to dry, just to air dry, like that. And then I just rinse off the little plate and pop that right beside it, and it dries on its own. Again, I used the dishwasher on this, and I think after using it like daily, it broke. So I'm being much more careful with this one. And yeah, that's how it dries it. And that's how I clean it. Just, you know, trying to be careful with it. So is that not the cutest little tea maker you've ever seen? I'm showing you this for a couple of reasons, because I get so many questions about my tea and the tea makers I use and that kettle that I adore. But I'm also showing it because I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I'm going to be giving in an upcoming giveaway. I wanted to show you how they work, how I use them, such as the Erin Condren Life Planner, and now that Perfect Tea Maker, because I'm giving one of you guys one of those in that giveaway, along with a few accessories and some teas. But I love that little Perfect Tea Maker. I think it's just brilliant. And I have traveled with it, which is maybe why it got broke. I've taken it on many trips throughout time just with me, because it's so easy to use. And you can bet now that I have this beautiful tea kettle that's electric. If I'm going by car and I'm going to be gone overnight, or say to Florida to see family, there's a good chance I'm probably taking it for the hotel because it's super nice. I use it every night and I love it. Now I know that, you know, there's lots of teas to choose from. You don't have to necessarily choose a black tea. I love green tea, white tea. I'm still getting used to the mates. The samurai one is a green tea mate, and it has cinnamon and pineapple pieces and papaya, lemongrass, cardamom, all kinds of stuff, and it's delicious, but it's still not my favorite. My favorite would have to be the black teas. I'm a huge fan of black tea. I'm just always going to be. It's just the way it is. But I do also love these beautiful blooming teas too, and I like white teas, maybe more at night or in the evening. The sleepy time tea is one of my favorites too. Absolutely adore that. Now, I've shown my tea collection in so many videos. I'm not going to show it today, but if you see me using a tea you like, you can very easily send me a self-stamped envelope to this address. And let me know what sample you would like, and I will be more than happy to send you a small sample because I have so many. I'm trying to use up the teas I have right now instead of buying more. It's so hard not to buy tea. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. This tea is delicious, and it's going to give me the perfect pick-me-up to get me through the afternoon because I have quite a bit of stuff to do. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those in the bottom. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those in the bottom and I'll answer them. And if you like this video, please subscribe so you won't miss any new videos, and give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And by the way, this is the coffee pot or coffee mug that I made in ceramics. I love the back. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.